Hello YouTube and welcome back to Allie's Wonderland Creations. I am Alice Seraphin and I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States in Western Washington, to be precise, in a little place called Belfair, Washington. It is in between Gorst and Shelton. It's kind of a place that you kind of drive through, but it is growing. It has been growing for the past 35 years. Anyways, welcome to my channel. If you don't know anything about my channel, let me give you a little heads up. I do Saturday videos. They are all featuring one particular stamp set, suite, or bundle. Sometimes I throw a little extra in there, but all month long, I work on one particular stamp set for my Saturday videos. I do other videos in the week, and I post them as I do them, but I concentrate every month on one particular stamp set. This month, I am concentrating on Wildlife Wonder. It is in the current annual catalog, and it made its way to the new catalog when this airs. That will be the current annual catalog. And so far, after this video, I will have used every single stamp in here, and I absolutely love it. So a little extra hint today, we are also using the Stamparatus. I don't show that a whole lot. I do have it, I do use it, I just don't demonstrate with it a whole lot. So today we're going to do that. I also am going to be using the Stamp Cut and Emboss embossing folder Timber. I already have that work done. I have quite a bit done as I like preparing. So let's move my whiteboard and give you a quick peek at today's card. So this is our card. It's a gatefold. The only thing different I did do is I put this on one side and this on the other. And when you open it up, you're going to see, ta-da! I really like this design using the elements. I used some of the classic matte dots here in the vanilla. I think that's really cute how it's just not on one side. This also helps keep it a little closed. So I really think that was kind of interesting. So this is really simple. Anybody can do this, guys. Okay. You don't necessarily have to have the embossing folder. It just adds a little bit of texture and visual interest. So let's go over what you're going to need for this card. So besides the card base, here we go. This is a 5.5 by 8.5, and it is scored at 2 1/8 and 6. Did I not write that down? No. Okay, so it's scored at, it's 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 2 1/8 and 6 3/8. We'll get to the rest of it here in a minute. We also have 2 pieces of craft that I ran through the embossing folder, and we're going to sponge dauber some ink on that. Ink will be Early Espresso. We have 2 other strips. This is 1/2 inch by 3 inches, and I already stamped Sending Birthday Wishes in Early Espresso ink. And then I have 3/8 of an inch by 4 inch, and that is simply for this piece to go up on dimensionals. Now you will need some other items. You can see I already have our piece done, but I'm going to show you how. Yikes! Little June bug thrown around. So I have another piece. What is that? That is not craft. It should be craft. I grabbed it out of my circle, so I'm not sure what that is, but that is not what I need. So that can be rectified. I need, what is that? That is the 2 3/8 punch. Let me grab that real quick. I'm like, that is not going to match anything else I had. There we go. So I'm using the 2 3/8 inch circle punch, which is part of the Circle Sayings bundle. I'm using the 1 3/4 inch punch and the 2 inch punch. Now these 2 punches were on Stampin' Up's online exclusives. This one was part of the Circle Sayings bundle in the new annual catalog. So that is all out of the way. What else do we have? We have the embossing folders I'm also using to make my image here. We have 3 Stampin' Write markers: Early Espresso, Crumb Cake, and Smoky Slate. And then for the inside of our card, we have a piece of crumb cake that is 4 by 5 1/4. And this piece is not right either. My goodness, I grabbed the wrong piece. This should be 3 by 5. That's easily rectified. Let's hurry up and do that so I don't forget again, as we are going to be stamping on this piece. Oh, I had it to 5 1/4. No wonder what was wrong with it. All right. So that was easily rectified, and let's get on with these pieces go together. We have our circles. That's the wrong circle. All right, let me get these together and we'll start our project. Set that one aside. We're going to start with these two that I had already embossed with the Timber Embossing folder. I'm looking for scratch paper. Here we have it. Looking for my Early Espresso sponge dauber. Now I'm going to ink it up, tap off just a few times, and then I'm going to go dark in a few places, almost like it's been burnt. Then, since I got a lot of that ink off, now I'm going to rub over it, just lightly. Just bringing out, you know, like when you take a torch to a piece of wood and it shows all those grains and stuff. That was what I was going for. So I want some darker spots and some lighter spots. And there's that. Second one, tap off just a little bit, and then maybe a little bit more there, because I want some of those darker spots in my wood. Okay, now I'm going to lightly just blend over all of that with the sponge dauber. I love using daubers, sponges, you name it. To me, it's relaxing. Like people say, coloring relaxes them. This kind of stamping, this kind of work relaxes me. So those two elements are done. Next, we're going to still work with our Early Espresso, and I'm going to bring two elements in now. One is the inside of our card piece, and one is that circle. I didn't even clean it off yet. This is that ground image. This is going to become part of our focal point. So we're going to stamp in the center, and then I'm going to, stamp off. I'm going to turn it around actually. So I'm going to stamp about there. And I'm going to stamp off again. And then I'm going to stamp here without re-inking. So we're going to stamp off. I've got to turn, nope. Let's see. We'll just stamp it up here, right there. Stamp off, right there, and then right there. So that's one part. I'm going to set that aside. It's really juicy ink pad. I don't want this really anywhere near all that Early Espresso. So this one, we're going to do the sides in the same thing. We're going to stamp here. Then we're going to need stamp there. Oops. See if I can fix that. Stamp off, and I'm going to go down here. Then I'm going to stamp off and stamp a bit there. And stamp there. So we're going to turn it around, and we're going to do both sides just like that. So we're going to stamp. We're going to start down here a bit. And then since I did that fully, I'm going to go ahead and use the rest of that ink and stamp there, because it doesn't need to be even. That's not the look I'm going for. So there's some there. And here. And that, well, nope, that will do it. That is good. So let's do our envelope. Did I grab my envelope? I don't think so. I will grab another one just in case I didn't grab my envelope. Uh-oh. Okay. My family's being a little loud. I don't think they realize how loud they are being. So we are going to do that same pattern on our envelope. Now I'm turning it around, but we're doing it right along this left side. So I'm going to come in. I'm going to stamp right about here, right there. And they are talking. Yo, I'm trying to do a video. There. Okay, so just that little bit, and I'm not even going to do the back of it. So, sorry about that. I had to get up and ask them to be a little quieter. So, I think we got that all done. With that, now we're going to set my envelope aside, and I'm going to show you how I made my image here with the markers. So this is my card base. We'll get to that here when we start to get the end of it. So you can see this is just a scrap piece I've been stamping on. My bear, I actually stamped. That's out of the bear. Okay. So here's the Stamparatus. If you haven't used a Stamparatus, it's a stamp positioning tool. It allows you to stamp consistently and directly onto the same image over and over and over. And you can use ink pads, the Stampin' Write markers. It's really handy and very easy to use. You can use it with red rubber, and it comes with this little foam mat for polymer stamp sets. It comes with these magnets. The bit of tape you see people using is just so it's easy to grab, because these are ceramic type magnets and they're really super strong. So what I need to do is, you can see where I mounted it, because I tend not to go in the corner. I tend to use the outside of it or in the center. So I'm going to put this about right here because I need enough room to punch. So I figured about there looks really good. I'm going to open it up, place my magnet down here out of the way. Now I'm going to have to turn this a couple of times to show you. Now it does fold like this, so it's really handy to either use your stamp case like that to prop that up, or you could even just use a block and do that. It's totally up to you, but it is helpful. So the first thing I did is I took my crumb cake, because you can see down here, that's another reason why I wanted to use the stamp case. I am going to move this further down. I just want to do this log that he's sitting on, this piece of a tree, this stump. So I'm using this part from here to here of my Stampin' Write marker, and I'm just going along that. Now I'm going to bring this into camera view. I'm going to go like so, and if you have a dry erase marker, you can help rub that image on there. It does help. You could put a sleeve on here. Let me show you. Okay, piece of fabric, anything, rub something, you know, push on it a little bit. So there it is. I do want more ink on it. This is what's great about the Stamparatus. So I'm going to add more ink to my stump. Okay, you don't have to. You can just use, right now I'm using this part of my hand, pushing down there. This is not a big image, it's a small image, and I'm really happy with that. So that color is done. Now, without cleaning this off, I'm going to move it more in the center. I'm going to come in with my early espresso, and I'm going to go along the outside, still using just about there of my marker. I'm going to come in here at the top. Oops, I don't drag it a bit around the edge, and I'm going to give it just a little kiss of color there, like so. And the reason why I'm using Stamparatus is because this, I don't have to worry about looking for masking or anything. It's going to automatically put that ink right where I colored it on my stamp. And I need a little bit more. So I can tell right here I missed up here, wrong end of the marker. So I missed this part of the stamp. So let's do that and see if we get it this time. And then the owl is so easy, guys. It's one of those distinctive images, and it is just so easy. That's perfect. So still need this. I don't need to bother cleaning it off, as I'm not going to be going over any other part. So I'm going to use that flat edge of this, and I am literally brushing it along the stamp. Just brushing it down the stamp. And I know from my last one, it's going to take me about 2 times to get the color I want. So, oh, so really, that's really good. But I want to do it one more time. So you can see I'm just brushing my marker across my owl. And that will do it. Let's see the reveal. Oh my goodness, he's so gorgeous. So take it off and I would punch it out, but I will do that later because I already have ours done. And I'm going to put my foam back, take off my stamp. I don't like to leave them on the stamparatus. I'm going to put this back for a minute because now I'm going to show you our card fold and what we're going to do. So I already explained to you that this is 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 2, and I'm going to clean off my hands for a minute. 2 1/8 and 6 3/8 for a basic gatefold card, and that's what we're doing. So I'm going to turn it and I'm going to fold my ends in and go over them with the bone folder. Turn it around. It's, you know, I really want to, I usually do it away from me, but today we're doing it this way. So now I'm going to bring in the 2 embossed images with, I gotta laugh, that's my grandson out there. Oh, okay. So we're just going to add some wet glue here. Taking careful to make sure I get along the edges and in the corner because it is embossed. So this one is going right on the right panel, and then we're going to stick one on the left, and I'm probably getting ink on me, always fun, but we'll worry about that after we get this on, because I'm just going to smear it on me again by rubbing over it. Okay. Really simple cards. Anybody can do any of the cards. You just got to follow directions. Sometimes it seems a little overwhelming until you get working with something. And I always like to practice with cheaper products. Just because I do a lot of working with printer paper on folds and types of these. So this is our basic fold, and we did our centerpiece now. This is 4 by 5 1/4. We're going to glue this down. And this, because all that very vanilla, lovely color, but it did need a bit of framing. And I think it really makes the inside pop and look better. And I love that we tied this in with the front of our image, that bit of stamping, visual interest there. All right, so that's the inside. Now for the outside. So where's my circles? I have the owl I already did, which I'm going to go ahead and use him. I need to set that aside. We're going to glue down the Early Espresso to the craft. And then we're going to pop our owl up on dimensionals. And it's a big circle, so 3 will be sufficient. 3 minis or 3 regular ones, that's totally up to you. If they come off, that is. So there is our owl. We're going to need those again in a minute. So my owl, now I did this a bit different. You usually glue it on half one side or half the other, but I like that dark stamping of Early Espresso. Really tell me, I'm going to hold my finger here. Okay, right there's the center. I only want glue on this half. That's it, because otherwise my card won't open. So there it is. I'm going to hold it down for a minute. Use a bone folder just to make sure it's adhering, because this is embossed and raised. We want to make sure we get good adhesion to it. So next we have our 3/4 inch strip by 4 and our 1/2 inch strip by 3. And we are putting this up on dimensionals. And I'm going to go ahead and use these bits, these edge bits right there. There's 1. There's 2, and I don't want no little saggy bits, so I'm going to cut me. That should work. there. And then I have a piece of jute twine I tied in a very simple bow already that we're going to add to this. So let's pop this down. Oh, it needs to be over more. Sometimes it's hard to see. I can lay it like that and look. I think my grandson just yelled it's done because I made him this spicy chicken stir fry he loves. He could probably eat all of it. So next we are putting this on the opposite side that we glued this piece to. So this is gluing down to the right. This is getting glued down to the left. I'm looking at it and I can pick it up right here. And that, guys, is where I'm going to stop with my glue. All right. So there it is. Now I need my lovely pokey tool because I'm going to put my bow right here. Adding a little glue dot and my jute twine. Oh, absolutely love that. And to top it all off, I really would love to get some more of these. The classic matte dots. I used all of the gray ones. This got a little too close to my heat gun. So we're going to add, let's see, we might do 5 little ones this time. I'm going to do 1. These are very vanilla or close enough to it anyways. 2. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. 4. And 1 more over here for good measure. And that is our card, guys, for this video. And where's my envelope? So let me move all of this aside, give you a good look at it. Very simple, very easy to do, but I think it's very masculine. I love the wood grain. You could write happy birthday, whatever you would like on there. You could change the sentiments. That's totally up to you. But I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, would you consider giving me a like, sharing, as it helps my channel to grow, and it's growing so fast. I am like over the moon about that. I love comments. If you would like to comment on the video, I do answer all of my comments. It's the way I wake up in the morning. It's the best part of my day. So more than anything, I want to invite you back to my wonderland. Bye bye now.